The war in Ukraine, practical steps for immediate de-escalation. Peace in Ukraine requires actionable, pragmatic approaches to address the ongoing violence and lay a foundation for long-term stability. A ceasefire with demilitarized zones, DMZs, offers a realistic path to stabilizing the conflict and reducing immediate hostilities. Ceasefire with demilitarized zones. Demilitarized zones have historically served as effective tools for managing and reducing active conflicts. The Korean DMZ, a 250-kilometer-long and 4-kilometer-wide buffer established in 1953, continues to separate opposing forces with neutral monitoring. One solution, as depicted in the background, is the peace gondolas traversing the Korean demilitarized zone. For Ukraine, a similar solution could help stabilize the 1,300-kilometer front line by creating a monitored buffer zone where military forces on both sides withdraw a set distance under international supervision. Incorporating areas of contention like the Kursk region into such a framework would be critical, as recent Ukrainian incursions into Russian territory have added complexity to the conflict. A DMZ could include temporary agreements for contested zones, like Kursk, with international oversight to manage tensions and prevent further escalations. Demilitarized zones enforcement. Practical enforcement could involve deploying peacekeeping forces from European nations acting individually, such as contingents from Germany, France, or Switzerland. These forces, supported by drones, satellite imagery, and advanced surveillance systems, would ensure compliance. Technology would play a critical role, as it enables real-time monitoring across such a vast area. Economic aid packages tied to adherence and international guarantees for both sides could further incentivize cooperation. While complex, this approach could create the breathing room necessary for broader discussions. Bringing both sides to the negotiation table. The greatest challenge to establishing a DMZs is getting both sides to the negotiation table. Russia, as reflected in the views of commentators like Dmitry Zolotaryov, has shown little willingness to engage in talks under current conditions. Moscow views Ukraine's leadership as illegitimate and appears committed to pursuing its military objectives rather than compromising. This unwillingness to negotiate complicates the path to peace and highlights the need for external pressure to change the cost-benefit calculus of continued conflict. Challenges with DMZ's logistics. Additionally, logistical challenges persist, such as managing Ukraine's 1,300-kilometer front line and coordinating international peacekeeping efforts. Mutual distrust between the parties, coupled with unresolved disputes like those in the Kursk region, further undermines prospects for compliance. Any DMZ solution would require robust enforcement, international guarantees, and sustained diplomatic pressure to overcome these obstacles. To summarize, demilitarized zones offer a practical and immediate solution to halt violence and stabilize the conflict in Ukraine. Their success, however, hinges on creating conditions that bring both sides, particularly Russia, to the negotiation table. Achieving this will require robust international cooperation, economic incentives, and strategic external pressure. Despite significant challenges, DMZs present a targeted and actionable first step to de-escalate hostilities and pave the way for comprehensive, long-term peace talks.